people talk about, all the manufacturers brought up long life antifreeze coolant, okay? They say 7 years, 5 years. Well, most of us, a lot of us, don't even keep cars 7 years, you know? We move on to the next one. But some of us do keep it. But that coolant actually has pH levels, like in somebody's pools. So it actually has anti-corrosive properties in the coolant that it doesn't last 7 years. It doesn't last 5 years. We do like to actually change it after 2 years. Now, I'm not trying to sell you because I really don't make a lot of money on changing coolant in people's cars. It's just that your water pumps last longer. Everything. There's a lot of problems with some German cars that when you leave the coolant in so long, it actually eats the plastic housings and it just falls apart after 5, 6 years. So, you know what, it's cheap maintenance for yourselves to change your coolant at a regular basis. We like it in around 2 to 3 years tops. Okay.
Does adding coolant additives do anything to prevent what you're talking about?
I would say no. I would rather keep the coolant. There's additives for that is really immaterial. It's just as cheap to change the antifreeze as it is to start adding additives.
Okay. And then there's pink and there's yellow and there's green. But if I drive a blue car, what do I put in?
Usually the long life antifreeze is the pink, the red. The stuff that's a different color than the normal antifreeze, normal for me, is the green antifreeze. The green antifreeze can pretty much be put into almost everything, as long as you're changing it every 2 years. It's a little bit cheaper in price, and you can pretty much put it in almost anything. But we try to actually put the long life in the long life cars, just for safety's sake, I guess. Yes, Adrian.
Do the ratings actually mean anything when you buy it's rated to -50 or -100, or is it just advertising with information?
Adrian's saying, does it mean anything about the ratings? Is -35, -45, or is that toggle? Actually, a lot of them do say it. There is better antifreezes out there than some. I like to always go with the best you can find, because it's like $6.42 or $7.10. Geez, we're not all going to go broke over that, so put the best in you can. And what they do is they tell you the mixture. If you mix it full strength, it's at -37. If you mix it at 50-50, it's at -25. When's the last time we had -30 out here? I don't remember the last time. But still, I try to put as strong as a mixture as I can.
The additives break down, and I've got corrosion in my cooling system. And how does that affect my car heater?
Well, definitely in cars these days, if you start getting corrosion inside your engine, number one, your rad's going to run hotter in the summer. Okay, your engine will then run hotter in the summer, which affects your air conditioning, because it all is intertwined somehow to make sure that your heat that the radiator is supposed to get rid of can't, because it's got all this corrosion inside. And then vice versa, when we go to the winter time, yes, it's nice and cool, but guess what? You're not as hot as you should be, because the heater core that's inside trying to give you heat is in the same condition. It's corroded, so it's having a hard time giving you the maximum heat that it should be. So changing the antifreeze is definitely an important part.
So if I'm really stupid and I don't do it, and I get into a coolant breakdown,
yes,
then how do you fix that? Is it just replace it and hope?
Well,
flush? What's the story? How come these places sell flushes?
Well, you know what? Flushes for me are almost dangerous. Okay, when you need a flush, you're at listen, we're going to have to replace your engine and cooling system, water pump, and everything else. Or we try to flush, and if that doesn't work, then we're going to actually have to do all that work. Okay, so I don't think flushes are necessary if you guys keep up on your maintenance. And that's very important. They sometimes work, sometimes don't. Okay. Sometimes when you flush heater cores, okay, then what happens is you end up having leaks because you've pressurized it, you've blown them out, you're trying to not blow them out, but pressurize them with water to flush them. Blowing them out, I think, is probably the wrong term for that. But yeah, if you try to flush them out, and usually it takes away all the sealing powers inside the radiators and the seals on the heater core and stuff like that. So you end up usually a lot of times with leaks because of it. Okay.
So the takeaway is don't flush it, just maintain it.
Yes, that's definitely the right thing to do. Is to, if you maintain it, you won't need any